good afternoon, everyone. But before that, of course, I need my panel on stage. Who are my panelists? Okay, first, let me invite Mr. Michele. Hi, sir. Pleasure meeting you. Please come on stage. All right, and of course, Mr. Elon Wang. Ni hao. Speak in Chinese or English? Both. Okay, good. Effectively bilingual. And of course, last but not least, Miss Angelina. Thank you. Big round of applause. Okay. May I ask the panel permission that I will not sing? In the essence of time, I think I'll rather stand. Okay? Stephen? All right. Okay, hi everyone. Now I know we are reaching towards the end of our session today, but we just need a bit of energy from you. Because as panelists, we always feed on the energy of our audience. Am I right? So before that, can we just give a very big round of applause again? Okay? Thank you. Now, 我中文讲得不好，不过我示范一下。Alright, okay. Our topic today is about entrepreneurship, mainly for a sustainable future. Now, of course, before that, I think every one of us would want to know better on who you are and what you do. So I'm going to pass on the mic back. So, Michele.
Yes.
Michele. Okay, I hope I pronounced it right. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Italy.
Hang on. Let me check the mic. Okay, right.
That helps.
Right.
I'm originally from Italy, but I've been in Singapore for 11 years now.
Okay, let me test you on some of our Singapore language.
Oh.
Do you know how to speak some Singlish?
Very little.
Okay, like what else? What, like even let that leader itself. For 11 years, you probably have picked up something on Singlish.
I mean, there's some kind
Okay lah.
Okay, like exactly. I can order coffee, you know. I coffee
Sure.
songs.
Kopi teh kosong, kopi si. Okay, very good. Quite enterprising. Okay. Okay, what do you do? Perhaps you want to tell us.
So I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called StashAway. We're a digital investment platform. Yes, the logo is actually up there. We help people like all of you do better with their money. So we make it simple and cost-effective to invest intelligently. Started a company 7 years ago with two other gentlemen. One is our CTO, one used to be our Chief Investment Officer. And we're now live in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, and the UAE, Dubai. We're a fund manager that uses digital technology to make it simple to do the right thing with your money.
Wow, that sounds interesting. So I believe there are a lot of questions to ask him. Okay, thanks. So you just stand up for a while. We have our next panelist.
I'm Elon.
Elon, all right. You want to say more about yourself?
No, do I?
Where are you from, Elon?
Oh,
So
that's a bit complicated.
Sure.
I come to Singapore when I was like 17 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are 18 now. Just
Yeah,
wondering.
something like that.
Kidding. Okay. And you want to tell me how long you have been in Singapore?
What, 25 years, something like that. 20 years.
So 18.
Actually, there's a funny part is actually I met him before. He just spoke up.
在哪里？
Long time ago.
在哪个 bar 跟 pub？
it is a bar club.
在哪里？
It's like 10 years ago somewhere.
20 years. That was like when I was 12 years old. Kidding. 在哪里？ Where?
Which
Sure,
girlfriend
I
was
was-
you?
So you see the challenges we have over here for startup founders is like we don't really care about what we say, right? So we will just tell the truth. So even the truth sometimes it hurts. So
Okay, don't hurt me now.
yeah, but I mean.
Okay,
for-
pass on the mic, please. Thank you. Okay, we'll find out from you. Okay, of course, it's Angelina.
I'm from the Huang International School. Actually, I didn't share some information before, but currently I'm running the school. So some of our students or members, they know actually I'm in education line for many years. So currently, maybe today we'll talk about regarding for this education business. Well, I couldn't say I am the entrepreneurship, but I'm participating in education business investment.
Wow. Okay, good, good. 我们今天其实可以讲华语的，因为我们有很多同学都是这个以华为来讲，所以你要介绍一下吗？
是，其实
你的行业。
我是来自于新加坡汉和国际学校的负责人。那这个学校呢，它是一个华人国际学校，它原先是叫中国国际学校，在2005年的时候被新加坡经济发展局跟中国大使馆邀请进来的，所以现在的名字呢，就是我们是叫汉和国际，华语就是 HWA。
to 画
就代表画 Chinese。
也是我们赞助商之一，对不对？谢谢您的赞助，而且今天 Angelina 真的是为我们出力、出钱又出力哦，所以再一次掌声鼓励，谢谢。Forgot to introduce you, Mr. Elon. You are also the chairman of MainNet Capital. Alright, next gen capital management offering innovative solutions. May I know what kind of solutions are we talking about?
Yeah, we are holding a CMS license. So because of license, actually, I can't see a lot of things. For the example, I can't see like Bitcoin is actually going to $1 million instead of like 100K, something like.
You can say, but
I
you
can't
know, we
see
just
that.
have to kill you after. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we're actually using the license fund management stuff to do innovations because currently, for example, for what Amanda just said that everything is centralized. So including from custody, from like fund management, everything is controlled by the majority players. That's why the Bitcoin come about. So now the Bitcoin price obviously is getting the new time high, but all of us have to be really cautious about investing because the principle number one is you put up the money which you don't really care about money, but you don't really need the money for living, so you can hold for a long time. Because if you think of this like someone is controlling the mind. So I mean, if you have about $100, if you put $2 inside, you can really hold for long term. If now it's 60K, if you drop back to 20K, you won't panic. You can just hold it. That's where long-term investment come about. It's like Warren Buffett said that you do value investment. If you believe in this kind of stuff of future, maybe like an AI or IoT, you can hold it for long. Then might be the future will surprise you with $1 million or $2 million, might be, but we don't lean on that for betting on this because Chinese people, as I do them, I mean, we love gambling kind of stuff. So we put money all in, but for startup it's different stuff. For investment, we have to be conservative, have to be diversified, but for startup, we really all in. So you have to put all your guts and all your money, all your time into one stuff and penetrate it. That's how people succeed.
Okay, good. Okay, sponsorship time is done. That's it. Okay. Thanks for your sponsorship. Anyway. Okay, next I think we'll go on to the main topic itself, being entrepreneur. So I believe all of you are serial entrepreneur or entrepreneur by nature. Okay? I think all of us here are DBA or doctors and all sorts of things. A lot of you probably have your own very successfully run company. They're probably entrepreneurs also. So maybe, just for the benefit of us, what do you think? Can you name me 3 factors that you think will make up an outstanding entrepreneur? Alright? But with only one thing in mind, do not repeat the other panels. Same point of view, okay? Maybe starting from Angela. 也就是说，我们提出3个亮点，就是做一个企业家的亮点。那还有呢，如果你提出的时候，他们就不听，好不好？所以我们在这里很多都是创业者、企业家，对不对？所以我们要就你认为你能跟我们分享的你的那个企业精神的那最主要的亮点是什么？
我觉得是坚持，这个是我自己觉得在这个过程当中，其实我们有碰到很多的挑战跟困难。然后，其实，在很多的企业在不同的时间阶段，他可能觉得，面临挑战的时候，他可能就放弃了。那其实我自己呢，我觉得在去年的时候，我们也是面临一个非常大的一个企业的一个问题。其实这个问题呢，不能用金钱来解决，也不能用关系来解决，所以它其实我认为是解决不掉的一个事情。但是后续呢，我们一直相信。我们相信它可以有一个0.1%的可能性，到最后呢，这个问题也是解决了。所以我认为，其实，在当下，特别是在这个过去疫情到现在这个3到4年的期间，其实每一个中小型企业它都面临各种各样的一些问题，无论是什么样的行业。我相信大家的挑战，其实在内心都是有一种恐慌、恐惧，不知道未来在哪里，或者是未来我会怎么样。其实我自己也是这样的一个心态，所以我认为坚持是我自己的一个经验。我认为，因为坚持，所以我没有放弃它，然后到最后它是可以解决了这个问题。
对，可能要跟大家分享一下，当 Angelina 经历过的那个阶段，我们经常都有通话。we didn't speak to each other at night, and I really can understand what she's gone through. So, being an entrepreneur, I think a successful one, the very first thing is that you're able to sustain, right? 坚持自己，对不对 ？Alright, so 谢谢你。好，我不为难你了。第二个我就问他。So what are you, Mr. Elon? Sure. Please go ahead.
Okay. So I have my own theory of doing this. Is like I do believe all of us have actually at least two characters in our body. One is like a kid's version of you. One is an adult version of you. So how many of you guys over here in the crowd have mid-age crisis? You don't have the hand up. I do have the mid-age crisis last year, and when I was like, I'm 35. So it's come
early.
Yeah, it's come a little bit early.
My God.
So I mean, I asked myself, what we're doing over here is like the kids version of ourselves. We don't want to sleep sometimes. We don't want to wake up early for work. We do want to eat the chocolates. Forget about the fact. So, but what the adult version of us doing here and doing every day is we are trying to control the kids of ourselves. So when you do that for the past 2 decades or 15 years, and the kids version of you will just stop crying. The kids, you even don't afraid of the fire or anything, they don't care about it. So the adult version of us, by right, should protect us, including all the education, academic stuff. We're trying to educating ourselves to be more knowledgeable, to have bigger database. Like ourselves as AI, we need to have big data to analyze what the best solution going to be. So if we don't have big data or knowledge in brain, and they just let the kids run, we're going to be like relatively quite silly, and we can't make any effective contribution, something like that, to make us happy. But if the adult version of ourselves knowledgeable enough, absorbing all the information from the internet or from the books, from multiple degrees, doctors, and we just be ourselves, then your kids version of yourself jump out. So each one of us, even while working as an employee in different banks or in different consulting firms, all of us actually is a startup. Because we're born here with nothing. And we don't know if we're living tomorrow or 50 years down the road. And I always take example like we're in a Disneyland, the world is a Disneyland. We don't have phone, we can't buy any souvenir as we live. And all we need to do is we get in the park, have fun. And your fun can sit in the coffee shop for the whole day. Your fun can be in the toilet, poo-poo for the full day. And your fun can going for roller coasters and just be whoever you are. Don't leave any regrets. And then you can hold on yourself because you are just being yourself. Even you have money, you have billions of dollars, or you have nothing, you have no regrets. If tomorrow is the end of the day of the life, and by 9 p.m. and the Disney park is going to close, they might close earlier. And it's like, I really like the manga called One Piece. It's like you are living your life, you put your life on the road, and you won't regret. Even you didn't get your final destination for your objective, for your dream or something, but you live every day, every second of your life. That's the meaning for me to be an entrepreneur. So you do whatever you want, follow your guts, follow your dream, and follow the objective you set up for yourself. It might change. So, and be real. Yeah.
Wow, quite a long talk about this. I think let me sum it up. Okay, 4 words 活在当下，对不对？同学跟我讲的对吧 ？Okay, at the same time, of course, we proper planning. Thank you. Okay, what about you, sir? I think you come from probably you say from France, right? So, Italy. Sorry, Italy. Oh, gosh. Okay, it's a long day. All right, so being Italian in Singapore itself, and for you to found, I believe you are founder. StashAway.
Yes.
All right, and there must be something about you. When you initially came, were you a company CEO or something and subsequently founded this? And what actually makes you wanted to do something like that? All right.
Was it because?
左边还有 Now, what really, is into you that you really want to come out from your comfort zone, that you want to find something like that? Perhaps you don't want to treat yourself better, probably want to torture yourself, because being an entrepreneur, 你知道我们做创业者的我们的苦跟累没有人知道的，只有我们自己本身。然后在晚上的时候， 对着镜子对着墙壁哭，或者打电话给 Roger。Okay, so so what really makes you want to do this? Want to take this entrepreneur path? You can be a CEO, you can be a CFO, you can be even a multiple company CEO. Why do you want to do that?
So let me answer both of your questions, right? So in terms of my history, so how do I get here? First part of my career was very traditional. I was a consultant at McKinsey, first in Italy, where I'm from, then in the US, was working mostly with banks. Then I was a private equity investor, again, very traditional. And then for a few years, I was working for a German company called Rocket Internet, and they are a venture builder, so they build new internet businesses. So my job was to build companies for them. And toward the tail end of my experience with them, I was changed my hat a little bit, and I became the CEO of a company called Zalora. It's a fashion e-commerce operator. Yeah. So it's the largest fashion e-commerce in Southeast Asia. So to your question, what led me move from being the CEO of a company to be an entrepreneur? I thought there was a clear problem, which I felt myself. To your question earlier, you were asking, what if I don't have $20 million? I didn't have $20 million. I don't have $20 million. Okay. And so I wanted to manage my money better. I thought the banks were doing a terrible job, and so I thought there must be a better way. And that's why I thought there was a space in the market. So that was one element. And the second element was I had been building companies for sometimes for somebody else, Rocket Internet. I thought at this point maybe I know a little bit how to do it. Let me go and try. And I met my two co-founders. One is a computer scientist, a tech guy. The other one is an investor. Spent more than 20 years investing billions of dollars. And so I thought with the two of them, we had a very complementary skill set, and so that's how we started 7 years ago. Now we have 150 people, so obviously the skill set is now much larger than when we started, but at the beginning it was the three of us, and that's how we started. Now to your previous question, what do I think, three characteristics that I think you need or that will make your life as an entrepreneur easier? I think you need to be an optimist.
Totally agree.
I think you need to be willing to get your hands dirty or to roll up your sleeves, whatever you want to call it. So just, as an entrepreneur, especially if you're moving from a corporate job, senior corporate job to be an entrepreneur, you're going to end up doing a lot of things that maybe somebody else used to do for you before. You're actually going to do it yourself, especially at the beginning. So you need to be willing to just get your hands dirty. And third, you need to be very resilient. Very, 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 very few companies have a straight line. Most companies have ups and downs. And when you have a tough period for 6 months or a year, that's 365 days where you wake up in the morning and things are not great. And you need to have a lot of resilience, a lot of drive to keep going and keep moving, and a lot of belief in what you're doing. If that's marriage with the optimism, a lot of belief in what you're doing in order to keep going and have the energy to continue doing things well when things are not going so well.
Well, I can certainly relate to that, isn't it? But today, because of time, I don't think we are able to do, or perhaps a seminar on this. We probably will invite you back, to conduct a seminar, a full-day seminar on this, including my 3 panels. Okay, which will bring me back to my next question. Now, as an entrepreneur itself, I think you are responsible for the growth and the profitability of the company itself. Now, in today's context, if sustainability is the way to go, and yet it actually will hurt into your bottom line. Alright, of course we heard about the triple bottom line before and all sorts of things, But in actual fact, if you are directly involved in your bottom line and you do have stakeholders that you need to report to, alright? And by addressing the sustainability part of the business, it will actually bring you back from perhaps 10 to 20% lesser of a profit, or even, compromise on certain nature. Would you do that? And why would you do that? How would you want to actually mitigate that? So do you think that is a value to what you're doing right now?
I think, even I have the mic, maybe I'll start. So my perspective is that as a business, you need to look at sustainability as an asset, as something that will make your business better. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to sustain it, to do it for the long term, especially because your business might go through ups and downs, and then the first down, that's going to be the first thing you cut. And there are probably a lot of areas or a lot of reasons why sustainability can help your business. Maybe because your clients expect you to be more sustainable, and so if you actually are truthful to invest in more sustainability, maybe you're going to have more clients. Or maybe because some other stakeholders, the institutions, maybe the government, will be happy with you investing more in sustainability. I think there is, every business will have an angle. In our case, we are an investment company, and so in reality, our carbon footprint is very tiny. We don't move anything, so we're a digital platform. But there are things we can do on the sustainability side, and so for instance, a few years ago we launched ESG portfolios. So now some of our clients prefer to invest in portfolios that have a high ESG score, and they can do that. And it's on one side it's a marketing and distribution logic. On the other side, it's a way to offer something that actually pushes towards sustainability. Or we offer some thematic portfolios, and one of those themes is related to kind of a clean environment. So it's a portfolio with clean energy companies, clean waters, and again, there are on one side as an investor, if you're a client and an investor, you might want to invest there because a lot of money is going to this direction, a lot of regulation is going into favoring this type of companies, and so you want to make more money like that. And for us as a platform, we offering one more option. So those are the things we're doing. I think it's very, very difficult if you are a pure business with no government relations to just do sustainability as as a gift. In reality, there's always good business reasons to do it. You just need to find the right angle.
Yeah, I think a very good thing, because yesterday, perhaps for the benefit of all, I was with a consultant on ESG, sustainability, and to be able to implement sustainability policy in your company itself, you probably will need to spend before you even think about recruiting or even sort of reaping the benefit of sustainability. Perhaps may not be applicable to your industry, but as an entrepreneur itself, I would like to hear your view. Now, if you really need to invest, perhaps, and that budget itself is not something that your board, or maybe you alone decide on the board itself, but if you don't have a board itself, then you need to really pitch in for this itself, and you do not have the fund to adopt sustainability, then what would you do?
Firstly, when you talk about sustainability, I didn't think about ESG. I thought it's like for the crowd, are we going to sustain, to survive for next 20 minutes by listening, not falling asleep? So sustainability can be the company to sustain for next maybe 50 years. But we do sustainability, we do ESG in our company, but maybe not in MainNet Capital. It's a fund management company. But if you really want to do that, don't compromise, and because people ask you to do this, because you will never stop. It's like in old Chinese story, there's Laozi. Laozi used to say a very famous one is like a 大器晚成. Actually, it's not 大器晚成, it's 大器免成. I do believe all of us during class, during high school or primary school, there are some students, they don't have to study, they just go much higher than you.
Yeah, our Wang doesn't have to study and yet,
yeah,
perform so well.
So there's certain group of people just have talent on certain things.
Right.
So like Mercy, they just good at soccer, and someone can just run faster. And the more important itself is like we have to look inside our own self, what we're looking for. Sustainability, example, what we are doing, we're building solar panels in Southeast Asia countries. And for each project, they involve like a $70 to $100 million investments. So maybe for our funds, we don't have that much money to put into our 15% per annum returns, because 15% relatively is not that high for us. So we're looking for at least like 50% or even higher investments. So, but this is something worth doing it. We are trying to build ESG cities, carbon zero cities. And there's a strong signal which some big company have been already sent to the world that this actually is a future not only for like Earth is going to last longer, it's also the money future. Because Apple have been investing billions of dollars to make their Apple Watch and phone sustainable and carbon zero. So, and maybe 3-4 years down the road, and all the countries in the plan they start to charge carbon credit if you want to ship the shipment to the countries who is in the organizations. The company like the big one, like Xiaomi or Huawei, they have to purchase a carbon credit to ship the phone. The price is going up. And if Apple have that thing already in place, they can have higher margin of doing things. So sustainability, ESG is not just about the government or shareholder or the trending stuff. You find the sparkling points of the current trendings, including AI or all this kind of blockchain. See what we can implement those kind of things in your company, and might be painful at the beginning. It's not going to be easy, but if you find a point which connecting all the dots, like Steve Jobs said that, and you're picking all the knowledges, put your adult mind, and let the kid think, let your right brain works. So you will surprise yourself by doing this. Yeah.
Well, I think Elon has touched on, I think, very interesting thing. I think it has to be coming out from your heart, right? And earlier on, you were saying about the kids and the kids' ego, perhaps, and their adult ego mindset and stuff. Should be quite interesting to work for you, sir. If you're hiring, do let me know. No kidding. Okay, next, of course, Angelina Wu. 我们的今天的就是我们的 MC， 而且真的 Angelina 经过很多事情。如果last year 你有跟 Angelina 聊天的话，哇，她的工作时间是超于24小时，所以而且她通常会在半夜的时候打电话给我，没有开玩笑。对，说没事，也并不等于你们可以打给我哈，同学们。OK，so Angelina， 你真的你的经过真的使我很震撼。因为成为一个女强人的话，而且你承担很多东西，那关键是你承担的东西有时候只有你自己可以做决定。所以成为一个创业者的话，你是不是觉得很孤单？有时候，所以当你有这种 moment 的时候，那你觉得你会怎么样来解决这个问题？当然，包括我这位朋友的话，也是一个非常好的一个途径。不过有时候你会怎么样去把自己就从这个境况来走出这个境况，而继续。你所谓的刚才你所谓的你要 sustain 你的那个 energy， 所以你会有什么方式来使自己走出这个境况
？OK，其实我觉得，在所有的行业当中，包括我们刚才两位嘉宾所讲的，就 sustain 你的 enterprise。
听得到吗？你们？
听得到吗？
听得到，好的。
OK，因为我觉得在不同的行业里面，它的 sustain 的那个年份或者是时间，它是不一样的。那么，我觉得我们在选择这个行业的时候，你要知道你的行业的 value 是什么，你为什么要做这个行业，或者是说，有可能在前面的3年，你其实什么都得不到，而你只有付出，那你会不会再继续再做下去？那你所做的这个动力又是什么？你想创造什么？而并不是说用金钱来衡量你今年有没有得到 20% 的一个 profit，maybe 可能5年也得不到，你怎么样去 sustain 你的企业？那从我的角度来说，因为我本身做的是这个中小学的这个义务教育的这样的一个项目，那我自己觉得，其实从我的想法当中是如何让这个企业能够发挥社会的价值，它可以创造出改变人成为一个 global citizen， 就是属于全球公民的一个目标。这个也是我们这个教育系统的一个理念，就是我们的是大家是带着同样的目标、同样的使命。就像今天下午那个陈校长讲，是我们是一个 global 的 lifelong learner， 就是我们其实在很小的时候也是去疏导这样的孩子。那其实在这个过程当中，就是说，因为你得到了很多家长、学生的认可，你就会有这个动力，就是无论你有多大的困难，因为你不想去失去他们，所以你会把他们会作为我们一个大家庭，然后让你在无论是多难的情况下面，你是这些人其实需要你有保护的一个人，所以你要有这个爱心，然后你要有 caring， 就是你要去照顾他们，所以你就会得到就是你真正想要的，而并不是我们完全从一个 return ROI 的角度来考虑你的企业你如何说 sustain。当然，我觉得如果你赢得了社会人，赢得了大家，那你的企业是一定会走下去的。未来的20年、30年，它是一定是会存活的。有一句话叫 passion made possible， 就是只要你爱它，你就会得到。
非常棒，掌声鼓励一下，好。真的不简单哦，作为一个女强人，而且要经历过那么多。Okay, let me do a sum up. Okay, I think number one, entrepreneurial spirit. It may not be related to anything about profitability at all. Perhaps that can be incidental, or that can be one of the important things, but certainly not the only thing. I think the entrepreneurial spirit involves something about contribution towards the society, towards your community, doing things better, and at the same time also being an opportunity, but in a very good way. That you are able to to perhaps enhance customers' journey experience and that offering a service to the community itself. So may I sum it up that way. And of course, being an entrepreneur myself, I think we are always on the goal. Our mind is always being very active, right? Do you even rest? Do you even sleep? I believe, So I think that is really one of the more important factors of being an entrepreneur itself. That time is never a factor. And I always say, if you have enough passion, like what Angelina said, in your business itself, then business is no longer a work, but rather a play. Okay, so with that, thank you. Thanks, panelists. Please give a round of applause to the panelists. Thank you. Thank you.